Hey watch fans, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers. As promised, today I have a very quick comparison for us of the Breitling 36mm Navitimer here on my left and the 36mm Chronomat on my right. Both lovely, fantastic options in the smaller case size, but let's just go over some of the case size differences here while I have them out. 35.9 is what I measured on the Navitimer diagonally across the case compared to 36 even on the Chronomat. So both, I think, do wear true to size. However, the crystals, the Navitimer, I measured 33.5, so you're getting almost all dial, all crystal. Whereas with the Chronomat, you have this polished stainless steel bezel. Crystal, I measured at about 28.5. So just visually looking at it, you are going to get more dial, and I do think the Navitimer wears a little bit larger on wrist because of that. Case thickness, the Navitimer 11.4 compared to 10.1 on the Chronomat. Some of that on the Navitimer is coming from that domed sapphire crystal. You can see you have a flat crystal on the Chronomat, so some of that case thickness is really coming from the crystal. 41.6 lug tip to lug tip on the Navitimer versus 43.3 on the Chronomat, so a little bit longer on the Chronomat. You can also see the Chronomat has straight lugs there on the integrated style case and bracelet compared to the lugs on the Navitimer that do angle down a little bit. Both of them 18mm lug widths that taper down to 16. However, the Chronomat's gonna be a little bit larger simply because you can see here it has the integrated look. However, it's not completely integrated, but it does have that look. So the wider part of the bracelet is gonna be wider than that 18. So I do think the bracelet kind of wears a little bit larger on the Chronomat. But again, both taper down to 16. You have a butterfly style clasp here on the Navitimer, the updated style clasp and bracelet from the chronograph Navitimers that were released within the last year or so. Versus the butterfly style clasp, kind of the more traditional from the before the update. So you can see, but you do have the lovely Rolu style bracelet here with the brush and polish kind of links going through it. The Navitimer again is the brushed and polished links on that pilot style bracelet. So be curious to know if you have a preference on bracelet. Do you like the pilot style or do you like the Rolu bracelet better, regardless of the model you prefer? Let me know in the comments on that. B17 on the Navitimer here with a 38-hour power reserve. B10 on the Chronomat movement, 42-hour power reserve. So again, pretty similar on that. I don't think that's gonna make or break your decision. However, the water resistance may. The Navitimer here, 30 meters water resistant. Chronomat comes in at 100 meters. Very, very close on weight. The Navitimer, 100.4 grams versus 103.9 on the Chronomat. And then pricing, again, very similar, $5,300 on the Navitimer versus $5,100 on the Chronomat. So again, very, very similar in size and specs. Really, I think it comes down aesthetically. What do you like? You know, you have a beaded bezel here versus a polished stainless steel bezel on the Chronomat that does rotate. We'll get to that in a second. But again, both very nice watches. If you want the date, you're gonna have to get the Chronomat. The Navitimer is no date, where you have the date complication down here at 6 o'clock on this really nice blue dial. Both of them have that kind of sunburst finish, as well as you're gonna have a little bit better lume on the Chronomat. We'll hit the lights here in a little bit and I'll show you the lume. You have some lume on the hour markers, where Navitimer is just gonna be your hour hand and minute hand. One other difference I will point out is both have signed crowns. The crown on the Navitimer is larger than the one on the Chronomat. I find the crown on the Chronomat to be a little undersized given the size of the actual case. A little bit harder to manipulate. But other than that, again, both very kind of similar, but drastically different at the same time. Really going to come down to personal preference, as it usually does. So let me throw these on wrist real quick. I guess I should have also mentioned the links here. No micro adjustment on either one of these. You have half links on the Navitimer, removable by screws here. And on the Chronomat, again, no half links, but the links are very small. So you have the adjustability of these is relatively easy to get a good fit because of how small the links are themselves. So again, 6 3/4 inch wrist. I thought instead of throwing them on one at a time, I'll throw them on side by side to give you an idea of really kind of how they may look and feel on or wear on wrist. Again, more dial on that Navitimer. And slightly thicker case. Again, some of it's the domed sapphire crystal again, but just give you an idea. But if you have a preference towards smaller watches, I really think either one of these could do the trick for you. If I'm being perfectly honest, I would love to see these in 38 and give us another size. I think 38 would be a home run for a lot of folks looking for something in between 36 and 40. But again, you know, if you like the smaller watch, these are absolutely a fantastic option. So I will give you the bezel action quick on this. Make sure I don't forget that. So good bezel action, sounds great. Lines up nice and perfectly even there. So let me hit the lights, give you a lume shot quick. And there's exactly what I'm talking about. You can see the difference in lume. Definitely better lume on the Chronomat with the hour markers, as well as your 12 o'clock position on your bezel there, your bezel pip lit up. So if you like lume and you want a date, the Chronomat is the no-brainer. If you don't need those and you like the Navitimer, then take a look at the Navitimer 36. So as always, greatly appreciate you viewing. If there's anything I can do for you, shoot me an email, brad@brentlmiller.com, and let me know, Navitimer or Chronomat, in the comment section. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.